Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it is your host again, Johnny2B, on fanfiction.net. I'm here to conclude the final chapter, Chapter 3 of Baloo Finally Gets His Wish. I'd like to thank Villainous Bad Girl for the art that she provided for this wonderful fanfic. I'd like to thank Ann29 for using the word swatzi. Also, I'd like to give credit to the music computers such as John Williams for the wonderful music that you'll be hearing in the background. So here we go, the final chapter of Baloo Finally Gets His Wish of Chapter 3. Chapter 3. World War II was getting worse as 1939 turned into 1940. Adolf Hitler and the Swatzis had gained ground on most of Europe, and in April they had conquered France. The English were Hitler's next target as he was planning a blitzkrieg on London. Kit had found his way, at Hire for Hire, Kit had found his way back to work for Rebecca Cunningham as navigator for this new bull pilot who had happened to be actually working for the Swatzis. Alright, Mr. Hamburger, today we have a job for you to deliver this top-secret radio to London, and now since we have a war contract with the English, I am also coming to negotiate for more war contracts with Mr. Scott. Sure, anything you say, Miss Cunningham, the bull pilot said in a German accent. Midway to London, an airplane took a turn to left towards Germany. Where are we going? Rebecca asked nervously. To my homeland of Germany, you dope, the German bull pilot said. Kit heard that word and jumped out of the cargo plane as he used his airfoil for a soft landing over the ocean. There's only one man that could save us. Baloo, he said. Kit caught an airliner flying at a lower altitude heading back to Usland. Baloo has been moping around for the last year and a half, flying odd jobs, staying alive, and spending most of his day at Louis in depression. Kit ran and saw Baloo all hunched over in depression at the bar. Baloo! Baloo! They got Miss Cunningham! The boy screamed. Kit, what are you doing here? Baloo, the Swatzis have Miss Cunningham! Please, Papa Bear, you're the only one that could save her! What? How? Apparently Rebecca unknowingly hired Swatzi spies and now had her kidnapped, Kit explained. It's her own damn fault, he shrugged. Papa Bear, you do love her, don't you? All of a sudden, Baloo came to a realization that he really did love Rebecca for who she really was. You're right, Kit. Let's go get Molly and Wildcat and save Rebecca from those Swatzi swines. I knew you had it in you, Papa Bear. Well, come on, Navigator, Baloo said as he got up to pay his tab. The two bears ran to the sea deck and started up the engines to get Molly and Wildcat and save Rebecca, who's currently in a Swatzi prison. They arrived at the army base where Rebecca held and saw it was heavily guarded. The three of them got out of the plane and snuck around the Swatzi soldiers marching around. Wildcat, you and Molly watch the sea deck while Kit and I rescue Rebecca, Baloo ordered. Make sure Mommy is safe, Molly cried. Don't worry, we will, Kit answered, and a slight smile at his face. The two bears snuck up closer to the building. Baloo and Kit knocked out a Swatzi soldier and put together their clothing. Unfortunately for Baloo, it ran kind of tight on him, and for Kit, it was way too big. The two got into the facility and saw Rebecca sitting in her cell. Baloo! Kit! What are you doing here? Rebecca cried. We're here to get you out, Becky, Baloo said. How? Rebecca said. Oh, Baloo has an idea. Just then, Swatzi walked in and walked up to them. Halt! What are you doing here? Yeah, what are you doing here? The other one said. Prisoner needs to be moved for execution, Kit said. Oh, really? Let me see those transfer papers, yeah? Said the Swatzi girl. Yeah. Okay, here! Baloo gave the cow a hard punch to the face and knocked him out. Kit grabbed the keys off the soldier and toss him to Baloo. They opened Rebecca's cell, and when two more soldiers saw them, "Halt! What are you doing, y'all? Run!" Kit yelled. As they were being shot at, more of them were coming to shoot at them. "We're not going to make it!" cried Rebecca. "Yes, we will!" cried Baloo as he was screaming while he was being shot at. They dodged around a truck as they were under heavy fire. Then Wildcat saw the bears and fired the engines on the Sea Duck. The bears made a run for it as the airplane was slow to take off. They dashed into the plane as Baloo instantly jumped into the pilot seat. "Hold on, everyone!" Baloo yelled back as he took control of the plane. The takeoff was slow as the swatzi were shooting at cannons and machine guns at them. "We're not going to make it!" Rebecca screamed as she saw the roadblock at the end of the runway. Baloo pulled up on the wheel and they finally took off. "We lost them!" Kit said as he was running out of breath. "Not for long," said Molly as the Messerschmitts were coming up behind them. Instantly, they started firing at the Sea Duck. Baloo grabbed the throttle and flew up as the Messerschmitts were closing in. Baloo was doing his fancy maneuvers, but the Messerschmitts were too good as he kept getting firing at. Then they got the lift. As Baloo thought he was at the end of him, he thought this would be the final time to ask Rebecca the question he'd been wanting to ask, but he was too scared to ask. "Rebecca, there's one thing I wanted to ask you. Will you marry me?" In shock, Rebecca says, "Now's not the time." "Of course I'll marry you, but now is not the time." They thought this was then, and they're about to crash, but then, just then, British airplanes came to fight the Messerschmitts. Baloo turned the damaged plane just out in time as the Sea Duck managed to fly out of the mess of the battle. Victory was the British against the swatzi Messerschmitts, and Baloo finally made it back to Cape Suzette in a mess, out of the mess. The damaged airplane landed back at Higher for Higher. It landed on a very soft landing, all cracked up and almost destroyed. Baloo then turned to Rebecca and said, "Becky, I really did mean what I said back there. I truly am in love with you." He knelt down and bent over, pulled out the ring that he had saved up for. "So what do you say? Would you marry this big lug?" Rebecca looked at Molly and Kit, who were both smiling and content, and happy to see this day to ever come. "Yes, Baloo, I would marry you. I love you too. I will marry you." And she grabbed his hand and gave Baloo a kiss on the lips. The end. And that concludes Baloo Finally Gets His Wish. Thank you for listening.